We'll try and keep it as close to 30 minutes as possible, but a lot of cool things going on, and we got some recognition to do tonight. But just want to give you a little bit of a heads up on training for this coming month. April and I have been talking a lot about it, and we really want to get kind of back to basics with building the business. And there's so many different things that we can do with LifeVantage in order to we can do the track thing, we can be doing fast track, we can be looking at gemstones, we could be looking at rank advancement. There's trips, there's so many things going on. But if we focus on one thing, everything will happen. Okay, all things will happen. And I think because we have so many different kind of bonuses and different ways and different angles to do it, I think the new people getting involved could be easily confused. And I think if we keep it basic and simple, where there's one thing that we do, and the one thing I want you keeping in mind, and you're going to see April and I do it a whole bunch, but the whole theme is going to be you and two. Okay, you and two. That is going to be the theme, meaning this: you need to get through the gemstones, onyx to emerald to sapphire to diamond, okay, and get two people working it with you while you're doing it. So as you're going to onyx, getting two people to do it with you. As you're going to emerald, get two people to do it with you. As you're going to sapphire. And if we keep it that simple, folks, that means everybody starts making $1,200 to $2,000 a month. Okay, everybody's got money to use all the products they want. Everybody's got money to go to whatever events the company is doing. Okay, you're earning enough to do that, plus extra. And at that point on, and I know April's going to talk to you tonight a little bit about investing in your business. Well, there'll be money there to invest in your business. Okay, so as we go through up to probably starting next week and up to the July 20th, company, I forgot what they're calling it, but Zoom, that they're doing on July 20th to kick off the second half of the year. Now through then, we're going to do a lot of training on you and two. Okay, that's going to be the theme. But just giving you a heads up on that. Make sure you let your teammates know. Make sure you especially let your new people know, because this is the kind of training that, and I'm going back 32 years now with me in April, this is the kind of training that we got early in our career. And what it did is it made sure you were cash flowing. It made sure that money was flowing in every week and every month. And it was doing that for new people too. And it's a great habit to get into. It's a great thing to do. And, I'm all for all these different incentives, bonuses, gift cards. I'm for all of it. But if we focus on you and two, all of it will happen. We don't need to worry about the rest of it if we're doing the you and two. But first things first, May is over, and we want to do a little recognition. So let's see, let me go to my screen share. Okay, and I want to start with, let's see, here. Okay, can you guys see that? Hopefully you can. All right, so we're going to start each month recognizing those that achieved the gemstones, beginning with onyx. So onyx qualifiers in May were Liddy Nash, Joanne Zabinski, Moshe Dekel, Christina Omeni, Angie Saul. Then if you look to the right, Noel Santucci, Vivian Tran, Hong Dang, if I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I do apologize. Francisco Quiros and Brenda Brower. So those were our Onyx qualifiers. And, for those that are Onyx, they had between $500 and $999 in customer volume. And that earned them an additional 5% bonus on top of the regular profit. Okay, that's what that bonus meant. Now, Emerald sellers are those that were between 1,000 and 2,000, actually 1,000 and 1999. Okay, they get an extra 10% bonus on top of the regular profits on their customers. And that was Wilhelmina Fry, Liam Trung, Lynn Colombato, Tien Tran, Dana Dema, Jackie Gagliano, Carola Boistra, and Georgetta Gudalisa. Okay, so congratulations to our Emerald qualifiers in May. Our Sapphires, yes, pictures go with Sapphire, okay?
Look at Jaya.
I didn't look at Jaya there, okay? Our Sapphire gemstone qualifiers had between 2,000 and 3,999, okay? And these are in the order that their volume was, okay? So Dr. Donna Gordon was a Sapphire qualifier. Dr. Jaya Castori, who is always on these calls with us, she was a Sapphire seller, Sapphire qualifier. Okay, Zuma Verdejo was a Sapphire seller. And Dr. Ira Goodman, okay, was also a Sapphire seller this month. And he and I are both disappointed in the New York Rangers, but we'll live, okay? They died last night, but to be honest with you, I had enough of this year, so it's okay. But anyway, congratulations. And that's the one right before Diamond, okay? And what I was starting to mention earlier is we're going to be talking a lot about taking our teammates, okay, through these gemstones, hitting Onyx, hitting Emerald, hitting Sapphire, and then eventually hitting Diamond, and teaching 2 new members to do it with us, okay? And if we do that, we could duplicate that as many times as we want to hit any rank we want, to make any trip we want, okay, and to earn any amount of money we want. That is the basic duplication process, and we're going to be talking a lot about that. But there's one more rank. It's called Diamond, okay? Kenneth is not on. Actually, I don't know if he's on tonight or not. I know he's over in Europe, just got on a cruise ship with his son, wife, and mother, okay? So he's cruising the European coast for the next 10 days. But Kenneth is a 5-time Diamond. If you're not sure what that is, that means he has over 20,000 points in customer volume alone. Okay, so he's a 5-timer. Goulet Altacut is one of our distributors in the Netherlands, and she is just short of double diamond. Okay, she's she'll probably be there this month, but very, very close. Catalina Grija, Dr. Grija, is also extremely close to double diamond, between 7,000 and 8,000. 8,000 is double. And of course, my beautiful wife, April. And we're in the 6,000 range, give or take, as far as diamond goes. So we're working towards double also. So those are the gemstone qualifiers on our team for May. In the future, and even next week, I'll mention it to Fred. If you have a few names you want to acknowledge, Fred, at the end of the call, please do so when we open up the mic. But this is Wagner's team. Okay, this is our team that we're talking about. But we, by all means, want to acknowledge everybody that's doing the do in the business. Now, this is exciting. Okay. We had 3 trip qualifiers happen in May this month. And I can tell you this, and some of you may have heard this last week when Ashlyn Whitaker from the company was on the call, but Kenneth was the first person in the country to make the Rise Retreat. Okay, that's the for the tracks, the enrollment tracks. I don't know when that trip is. I think it's September or something like that, but he was the first one, period, to make it. And Dr. Catalina Grija has now also made it. I don't know if she was second, third, fourth, or fifth. I'm not sure, but shortly after Kenneth, she also qualified for it. And I don't like talking about us, but sometimes you got to mention it. I know Ashlyn did say something last week, but we did make the South Africa trip in May. We hit it right about, I think it was the morning of the last day of the pay period, but we are officially going to South Africa, and we were the second person in the world to make it. Brandon and Lynette Cunningham made it a few months back, and we have now become the second in the world to qualify for it. So we're proud of that. And we had all year, and it's only May, and we had till December. So we checked that box quick, and let me stop the share. So you like the recognition? What do you think? Is that a good thing? And Fred, Fred, actually, if you want to acknowledge anyone now for that, or if you know on the top of your head, open your mic and feel free. You're muted, Fred. We can't hear you, Freddie boy.
Yeah, he is unmuted now, but
he's
unmuted. We don't hear him.
But Fred, you're unmuted, but we can't hear you.
I can't find my barbecue. I can't find my glasses.
All right, Fred, we'll try you again later, okay? It's not working. We'll try you again later. Certainly, if you got some names you want to recognize, please put it in the chat, okay? And if need be, I'll read them for you, or April will read them for you. But anyway, with that, congratulations, everyone. And let's, again, start focusing on, if you're not Onyx, focus on Onyx. It's just 4 or 5 customers, okay? If you're not Emerald, focus on Emerald. If you're not Sapphire, let's all get focused. What's going on there, April?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Well, I'm going to mute all, and then you're just going to have
Okay.
to unmute yourself.
Okay.
You good? Okay.
Yep.
So we're gonna start doing that. But on the way to doing that, folks, we want to identify 2 consultants that we can show and do it with us. Okay, that's the you and 2. You work your way through the gemstone ranks, and at the same time, simultaneously, as you share the opportunity with others, teach 2 others to do it too. Okay, and that equation will get you on all trips, hit all bonuses, everything. That is the magic number to making it all happen. So with that, April.
Thanks. How's everybody doing? Good. That was some good recognition. Such an important part of our business. Even this morning, Bobby can tell you, it was early. I don't even think it was 8 o'clock. I had somebody text me that she gave a box of her collagen to somebody else, and can that person call me to order? I'm like, oh, no, I was only kidding. Of course you can call me anytime if you're buying product. So always great to get those referrals, but that's what comes from those customers. I mean, if you have a relationship with your customer and they love you, they're just looking to help you. Even if they don't want to do the business, they want to send you referrals, and that referral may just want to do the business. You don't know as people get results. And with these products, people are getting results. People are looking at people and like, what are you doing? Like, tell me what it is. I want to do it. So exciting. But, we want to talk about building our business, and Bobby's spot on. We want to get the gem ranks. We want to get everybody so that they've got a lot in that funnel. That's really in your funnel, that diamond gem rank. You've got a lot of people buying product there that help give you referrals. But one of the things that people do when they get in this business, and maybe it's because they think when they sponsor somebody, they're in, like somebody can buy a package. They can even buy the big package and put that on a credit card, but that doesn't mean they're mentally in. So there's a few things going on in our business that I want to talk about. And a lot of it is the follow-up. And I know, Bobby and I have done a lot with spas. We've done a lot with doctors and stuff. And I know quite often people are like, how do you do that? And to me, that was always a way to speed up our business, to get more volume even faster. But whether it's a average person, just like Bobby or I, or it's somebody that's got a niche, and that's really all that is, you know, if there's some kind of spa or they do nails or, you know, whatever it is that, however you know them, you know, haircut, massage, whatever it might be, you know, whatever specialty, we need to spend the time with new people more than we are. And we need to indoctrinate. We've got a bunch of new people, and I can tell you they're not on tonight. And even though I send them the message and I remind them, I still will call them tomorrow, and I still call them a few times during the week because they're new. And to me, yeah, they bought some product, but they're not really in. They're not mentally in. People aren't in like you or I are until they really start making money. And then it becomes more important to them. So we have to make sure, you know, when we think about, you know, people like, how are you successful with the spas or the doctors and stuff? Well, it's because we physically go into their office. We make sure that they have paperwork. We create posters if we have to. We follow up often. If we don't see orders going in, you know, timely that week, that's a definite 411 call. Let me see what's going on. Do I need to pop over there? You know, if I can, do I need to have lunch with that person? I need to make them aware of what they're earning, because you'd be amazed at how many people in this business, if we went around, even this group, probably not aware of what your earnings were last month, not aware, you know, you may be aware of what you did in business, you know, as far as a dollar amount for sales, but do you know what you earned? Because especially the way, you know, the daily pay comes in with your customers, the little part of it, you know, the difference between the subscription and the consultant, but then that other part comes in at the end of the month with your overrides, and it can be hard to take track. And so you need to let people know, and in the beginning, make sure they're getting paid. I mean, that's another big thing. I can't tell you how many times I ask people, they have no idea, didn't get the email for, you know, Hyperwallet or whatever. But spending time with your new people is where the money's going to be made. It's not just a lot of this recruiting. So when Bobby says, you know, you and two, pick your two and really work with them, because there's a lot of like stinking thinking that goes on in this business. And, you know, one person can get really hurt because their best friend or their neighbor or their mother said, oh, no, you're not doing that. You know, it could be a totally broke person that's just telling another person not to change, not to do anything different. And you always have to be there to be that sounding board for them, to let them know that this is, I can tell you, we send out, you know, every Monday night for my business leads, we send out emails. And I really dealt with the objections of time. You've all heard that. I don't have any time. So silly. So that's a person that needs to just be shown how they can do the business. No money. Well, you know what? You spend $250 getting this business. You'd need that if you got a flat tire, or I don't know, your toilet got clogged up, or any other emergency. And would that $250 really make a difference to you a month from now, 2 months from now? No, because we go through $250, we could go out and have a drink, or go to a show, or do something, tickets or whatever. It could be easily $250. It's not a lot of money. And anybody can get $250 if they really wanted to, because if there was an emergency, they'd be able to get that. So, you know, these objections of no time, no money, and no contacts. And, you know, that's one of the things we learned a while ago. Maybe we need to get back. We used to do these power hours where everybody would kind of just talk to people on their phones. And Bobby actually showed us how at the end of our phone, how many contacts we all have. And I know I was personally blown away. So even when I have a few minutes here, I will now scroll my phone and just call somebody I haven't talked to in a long time, in hopes, and a lot of the times I'll start with older doctors that I knew or whatever, you know, and I look for people that maybe have that spa that, you know, did hair cutting, you know, maybe does the brows or whatever they do these days, you know, that I knew, because to me, that person has more contacts. But if you're going to go in with that, you really need to just initially ask for like 5 minutes to be able to explain your business. And you're going to explain it different than you explain it to a person you might explain the business, as far as if it was a layperson like Bobby and I, and we're looking for a business to replace our income. That's a totally different message So you may have to role play and get your numbers down to know what you're talking about. But if you're talking to a salon or doctors or something, they're only concerned with two things. They don't want to hear about residual. They don't want about building a team. They don't want to know any of that. They want to know about their patients or customers having the best products that are getting results and earning immediate income. They're that group when Bobby does that, $23, $28, $50 per month of collagen or the glow package, actually. That's what they want to know. That's how simple you want to keep it. If you're going to be talking to business, somebody that's thinking of, doing this for their retirement or for kids' college or for a much bigger picture, well, then you've got to be able to run some bigger numbers there. And you need to be prepared for this because that's what people want to see. They no longer care so much about my story. They don't care about Bobby's story. They don't care about our stories anymore. Everybody's in it for them. So the way that you grab their attention right away is being able to show them what they want. If they only want product and they want product results, that's all you show them. You don't have to share everything else with them. If they want to know how to make money, you've got to be able to show that with them. So I just think we need to spend more time with our newbies, much more time, because this is an industry unlike anything else out there. And there's a lot of people out there that are just, they don't know what they're talking about. And we all know that person, right? That will say whatever they need to say about whatever they need to say, even though they have no basis or knowledge for what they're talking about. And they will actually put people in a place where they're unsure. So in the beginning, if you want to keep a person, and I always tell people when Bobby and I get involved with them, these, first 12 weeks, Bobby and I are going to be calling you left and right. We're going to be all over you. And then you're probably not going to need us, and we're going to keep checking in on you. But there's going to be a learning curve, and it's probably going to take you at least 12 weeks to be able to be really self-sufficient in this business. But that's why we do all these three-way calls, show that there's other things going on, that, there's other people involved. That can always work. So we need to, again, just make sure that we're investing more time in our business to these people, making sure they have the proper tools that they need to be successful. It's not a love them and leave them. They will die faster. You spend all this time getting them in, you better stay with them and make it a priority. I would rather call a new person that just got in, has been in for just a short time, than go through all the leads in hopes of getting a new person. Because that person that just got in has made somewhat of a commitment, but they're a whole lot closer to doing business, big business, being a bigger part of my business than the person that maybe I just sent a video to and I don't really have a relationship with yet, or hasn't really looked at the product. So the follow-up on the people that we are getting involved in the business is just, it's just so important. But you all have genuine relationships with people that are doctors, whatever, or spa people, or, massage therapists, whatever it is. If you've got a genuine relationship with, meaning more than just you go, don't do this during a doctor visit or schedule a doctor's visit and pop a business on them. But if you've got some kind of relationship and you can spend 5 minutes with them, and that's all it takes. Ask for 5 minutes, they'll give you the 5 minutes. Then if you need to get back again and follow up with them, you can do that too. But, just some thoughts on, as we're going through this business, I see a lot of momentum going, and then it kind of gets stuck and falls off. And I think sometimes we're not sure how to move past there, whether it's quite closing them or we close them and we don't get anything out of them. And so that's really important. It's all this follow up with them, because again, they're on an emotional roller coaster. Remember back when you got involved? I remember I was. I mean, I can tell you, I must have been nuts. I'd go to CVS, the pharmacy, and I'd see somebody fat looking at that Slim Fast at that point, and I'd want to be like, no, you don't want that. You want my product. People are all over the place in the beginning. Bobby was showing whiteboards where everybody was going to make $1 million. It was like guaranteed million. We probably sounded so awful. So we need to keep people on that even roller coaster. And we've all done it. If you think about your talk when you first got in, I cringe when I look back for some of my Facebook messages today. Like an older one will come back and I look back and I'm like, can't believe I said that. I just can't believe, but I'm still alive, still successful, still doing well, still have friends and family. So we all live through it. We all do it. but it's a learning experience that we're going on, but we do have to spend more time with these people so that, we can kind of bulletproof them from the outside world and let them be successful, and just, have the tools that they need to do this business. So, Bobby?
One thing that we need to be prepared for now, June, July, and August. A lot of people think that, people are more lackadaisical, vacationing, doing this, doing that in the summer, and it's a slower period or slower time to do business. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Okay. But we do have to change our activity a little bit. Okay. Keep in mind, in the summertime, when the weather's nice, people are out around people more than any other time of year. Okay, they're out, the weather's nice. Okay, they're around people, whether it's boating, fishing, beach, lakes. I mean, whatever it might be, they're around people. But we need to contact people more, but take less time doing it. Okay, we need to touch them more often, but for a shorter period of time. And for lack of a better word, I'm just gonna say, make sure we're not getting diarrhea of the mouth. Like touch base with them, check in on them, see how they're doing. You can ask about referrals. You can ask if they're vacationing, if they're going places, but we can't relax what we're doing in business for 3 months because school let out. Okay, we can't do that. Okay, and we have to make a point of reaching it. So there's two things you could do. You could reach out to the same people more often, or you could reach out to a third or 50% more people. Okay, whatever way you want to do it, but we do need to focus. Now, look, the old days, folks, we were talking about hotel meetings. We ain't talking about that. We're not even talking about home meetings. We're all talking to each other on Zoom. Okay, and we text and we email and we use cell phones and laptops, and that's how we communicate these days, not to mention social media. Okay, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, whatever it might be. I'm not a TikTok person, but a lot of people can use that too. So, we need to do more touches in the summer, not less. And it could either be with the same number of people or more people, whatever it comes to. But, I want to share an interesting message. The other day, and make a note of this. In the next week or two, we're going to be doing a training for Rachel for Team Heart. She reached out the other day and asked if April and I would train her team. And her message, and I wouldn't play it for you because it's a personal message she sent me in April, but the message, the gist of it was this: she kind of wants us to talk old school and mindset. Okay. She says, I know how to do systems, and my group is sick of systems and they hear systems all the time. She said they need to hear the other side of it. Okay. And meaning the way we were doing business before we came to LifeVantage. Okay. Is kind of what she was insinuating. And I'm like, wow, that is amazing, because I don't know anybody that's done better online than Rachel. But Rachel understands the value of blending the two. Okay. And making sure that the face-to-face and the person-to-person and the real conversations are taking place, plus the mindset that we need to have when we're communicating. And we will be talking about that. So when we set a date with her, a funny story, we were going to do it tomorrow night. And then we have some new friends that are in the business with us, and they're all pickleball pals. And we've been traveling with them. We go out to eat with them. We've become very close with them. She reaches out today and she says, hey, I can get us tickets for tomorrow night for Rolling Stones concert. You want to go? And I'm thinking, we just told Rachel we would do her call. And I'm like, Rachel will get it. She'll understand. We're going to have to pick a new date. And here's what's funny. April reaches back out and says, hey, can we change that date? And Rachel says, yeah, if I can go with you. It's like, so she's cool about stuff, but when we have that date, we'll give that to you, because that training is going to be about mindset and kind of old school stuff, and um, we'll make sure that we give you the link for that. But April, is there anything else? Otherwise, I'm going to open it up, and I think
Nope,
Fred
open
said
it
his
up.
mic was working now. Is that true, Fred?
Yes, it should be. Yeah.
It is. There he is. What do you got
Yeah.
for us, Fred?
Okay. Well, actually, I got on my cell phone, and so I'm on twice. But yeah, great training tonight. I love the fact going back to the basics, and for for new people and for experienced people, we all need to get back to the basics. And you're right. If we just focus on the basics, the two, and everything's going to grow, because LifeVantage has so many promotions right now. So for Onyx on our team, we had Carol Manzi, Kim Angel, Teresa Hoffenberg, Jennifer Hillis, Ron Hunt, Dr. Ron Hunt, and Cynthia Harris. And then both Shirley and I both have our own position, and both of those went Onyx. I'm just starting to build my position out. Emerald was Lori LeBlanc, Debbie Riggs, and Nadine Jeffries. And I earned a track under the Canadian system, so that means 4 enrollments, 4 with that. And I want to welcome on the call tonight is Wanda Kay, is on. She's brand new as of yesterday, and then David Inlow came in on her that I sponsored. As both of them are personals as a business pack. So welcome to the call tonight.
Congrats. Great
and
job.
everybody.
Good job, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Fred. And Fred, when in the beginning of the month when we do it, that you just know, have your list ready, the first Sunday after we close the pay period. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. We'll do
No
that.
problem. Anyone else? The mics can open. We're a couple minutes over, but anyone else got something they want to shout out or share or have a question?
Bob, I wanted to just say one thing. Of late for the last 2-3 months, I've been little slack and not really bothering much about it. But it happened that when I go out with people, I'm laughing and I'm doing everything in my trip. With the result, people have started asking me, what do you do it? I said, I'm taking these. In front of them, I started taking. With the result, so I realized that our attitude has to be totally very joyous, and we
Yep.
must show that how happy we are. And the same thing is, one of my doctor friend, I caught hold of her after a long time, not for the business, just to be in touch with her. And she is the one who will never say yes, because she is one of those academic person. So I
Yep.
never told her. Today she tells me, Jaya, whatever you are doing, I want to do it. You seem to be so happy. In spite of your retirement, everything, in spite of your age, I want to do same thing. I said, would you do it? She said, yes. I said, wow. She's also a pain management specialist. I want to tell Ira, she's the pain management specialist. She's retired. She says, you know what? Life is getting very boring. So I want to do whatever you are doing. So I'm going to talk to her. So I realized that my attitude makes a difference.
Mhm.
If I'm not
Absolutely.
in that joyous mood, people are not going to talk to me. That's what I realized.
Well, congratulations. And Jay, that's spot on. Attitude determines altitude. That's the way this works in this business. People want to be around positive, excited, people that are just fun. People want to be around fun, and that's why part of what we're going to be talking about for the next 6 weeks is really going to be about getting around people. And these friends, new friends that we have that we play pickleball with, they're a lot of fun, and they are both extremely successful in what they do, but they're always looking to refer people to us. They use 500 or 600 a month worth of product themselves. So we don't need them to do what we do. We just need them to introduce us and endorse us whenever the opportunity presents itself. And, that's what it's all about, though, Jay. If people see you they see what a young lady you behave like and act like, and, and they just like, whatever she's doing, I want. I mean, I want that stuff, and, but that's what comes from being around people in the flesh. And you had it happen on your trip, you're climbing mountains and doing all kinds of things, and people want to know, how are you doing that? You're not even breaking a sweat. What are you on? What are you taking? And, that's what it's all about. And we need to get back to more of that with the business, especially the fun. The world is ugly right now. This country is ugly right now. It's just a lot of ugly stuff. And people are going to be drawn to positive, and they're going to be drawn to fun. And if there's one thing that all of us can do, if we focus on being the fun, we will build a business, folks, period. Okay. Because there ain't enough fun out there. And if we become the fun, they're going to want to be around us. And if they're around us long enough, they're going to get in. That's it. That's how it works. So, anyone else? Everybody good? All right. Well, you folks know how to reach us. Congrats on all the gem ranks. I didn't have a chance to look at the other ranks. I'll look and see and make sure I didn't miss anything there for next week. But anyway, have a great night. And one last reminder, the biggest room for improvement, folks, in all of our businesses, and this is company-wide with LifeVantage, the biggest place we can all improve our business is from the 1st to the 5th. If we will learn to not stop when the pay period ends and carry that momentum to the 5th, our businesses will jump. See, we have a tendency of taking 5 days off until the first subscription goes out. Pay period ends, we take a break. April and I have a rule. Our break is 1/2 of 1 day. We're allowed to enjoy it the first half of the day after it ends, and then it's back to business, okay? Just do not let it carry on for a week. So right now we're in that. It's June 2nd. Let's do the best between the 1st and the 5th to fill in the gaps there, okay? But have a great night, everyone. It's great seeing you. Thanks for joining, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, April.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks,
Thanks so
you.
much.
Bye.
Great call.
Thank you. Good night now.